Hi everyone, and welcome back to yet another bullet journal video. Today's video I have my September plan with me. Some of the supplies I'm using are the Tombos in the color 158 and 990, as well as my white jelly roll, my Tombow Funosuke, my Sakura Pigment Micron plastic nib, and my Muji gel pen in 0.38. As per usual, my title page is very simple. I just wrote the word Septembre with my Funosuke. So next we have my month at a glance. I went for a smaller calendar with the important dates written underneath because I have a whiteboard calendar in my room where I write out my whole month there. So I didn't really need something that took up that much space in my bullet journal, but you can definitely turn the calendar like on its side and then use the entire page for a calendar where you can write in your important dates right in the calendar. I've mentioned this in a couple previous videos, but sometimes I write stuff in French in my bullet journal just to change things up, so if things look misspelled, they're probably just written in French. On the right page, I added a section for goals and then subdivided that into mind, body, and soul, as well as adding a sleep tracker. I try to include all my trackers in my weekly spreads because I find myself not using them that often if they're not within the weekly spread, but I couldn't really fit this in with everything else that I have in my weekly spread, so I just decided to put it here and we'll see how much I actually use it. Throughout this video, I have a bunch of little plant doodles. They're really simple to do. I just add a couple little blobs of color and then connect them with some lines. Sometimes I outline them and then sometimes I just leave them how they are. Next we have my weekly spread. I don't tend to use horizontal layouts that often, but within the sort of horizontal day, I have a to-do list in an actual list form. So I have 4 days on the left side and then there'll be 3 days on the right side, as well as a section at the bottom for meals, study tracking, and then notes. This little ruler I'm using is from a random math set. If you want to know more about my favorite bullet journal supplies, I will link my post below, which also includes a bunch of links to where you can find those things. On the left page, the right side of the box is going to be for to-dos, and then the left side of the box is for school, and then same from the other side, but inversed. So the objective to this layout is to include as many things as possible and track everything I want to track right in one spread, because like I mentioned, if it's on a different page, I tend not to look at it and then I don't really keep up with it. The squares that go horizontal will be my water tracker. So I have 8 squares because you're supposed to drink 8 cups of water a day, give or take on the person, but you get the gist. And then the squares that are vertical will be my habits that I'm tracking, and then I will have a key at the bottom of the page and then just a little initial within each square to remind me what habit that is. This spread took me about 20 minutes to complete, so a little bit more than my average spread, but I'm also tracking many more things within one spread. So if you were to do a whole page on your habits or a meal plan, then that would take you that much longer. So with all things considered, it's really not that much time. And also you can spread it out, like do it at the beginning of your week or batch do it whenever you feel like it. Also, I forgot to mention that when I do that habit or I drink a cup of water, I will fill it in with the same green color. So the days of the week. I had planned to do both sides, like on the outside, so the left page on the left side and then on the right page on the right side, but I forgot and I just did them all on the left side. You can do either or, doesn't really matter, but that was my vision for it. It's budget tracker time. Now, we all spend money, and it's kind of a good idea to keep track of what you spend and how much you plan on spending. I do track my expenses through an Excel sheet, but only the totals for each of the categories. So this way, I have a list or like a spot to put all of my individual purchases for each category, and then I can total it up and add it to my Excel sheet. This is very similar to the one I did in my August plan with me, but I added an extra section and also a spot to track your goals for the month, as well as the actual and then the difference for each of those categories. Again, I just added some little plant doodles to fill in some space and make it more aesthetically pleasing. We made it to the last spread, and probably my most favorite of all time because it revolves around plants, which I happen to love, and also it's unique. I've never seen this done in a bullet journal before, but I did a when I last watered my plant watering schedule thing, as well as a spot to write down all my bucket list plants. The string of pearls turned out so good. The camera just doesn't do it justice, but in person it looks really, really good. I also love the pothos in the corner. It was really easy to create. I just did like sort of heart-shaped like things and then filled those in and connected them. And then I also love the monstera leaf because I love monsteras and I don't own one, so that will definitely be going on my bucket list. If you're looking for more plant doodle inspiration, check out Pinterest because there's a lot there, and they even have a lot of little tutorials, like they show you step by step how to do the little drawing. I have a few plants here that I just kind of like did, and then some I got ideas off of Pinterest. This spread turned out way better than I expected, and it was so much fun to create. I got to play around with different techniques and styles, and it was overall it was a great time. You're probably wondering why I wrote last watered in the whole of the square, but that's because I'm going in with a post-it note to cover it so then you can like change it up. I just had a bunch of these post-its and figured I should use them up, and this is what I came up with. I just wanted to say thanks for watching this video. I somehow managed to not film a flip through of this, so I'm really sorry, but there will be a blog post linked below with all of the photos for like the final spreads. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe and turn on post notifications and leave a comment below because I respond to all my comments, and let me know what you want to see next.